Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Slay and Scale Lounge. This is a platform that I created for everyone in the group, and it is basically a tool to keep us aware, accountable, and just to provide us a little nudge that we need to start projects and execute them because neurodivergent women, women with ADHD, anyone with ADHD for that matter, we tend to start a lot of things and we don't complete them. So that's what the Slay and Scale Lounge is about. So let's enter the lounge. So when we enter the lounge, the first page we land on is the user guide, and I highly recommend that you go through this page and thoroughly review it just so that you understand what a browser-based app is. A browser-based app is basically an app where all of your information is shared and stored locally to your device. That means it's not shared to the cloud, and I do not have access to your information. I'm very big on privacy. So when I create my apps, I create browser-based apps to protect your privacy. So please go through this to get a better understanding of what this app is and how it works. And if you have any questions, you can always send me a message in the lounge. When we go into the welcome page, this page is just about awareness of your energy, how you're feeling in that moment. And here you can select how you're feeling. I always say be honest with yourself because, if we try to deceive how we're feeling or anything like that, it's really counterproductive. It's not helping us. So when you're here at the beginning of your work day, this is really about identifying how you're feeling so that you know how to intentionally set up your day. In our slay steps, this is your daily ritual slay area. And here, I'm at 100% because I was playing in this earlier. But here you set your daily intentions, you check in with your nervous system, you get a quick energy boost, and you have your mindset anchor. And then, of course, you get a little cute message here on the bottom that just really motivates us and keeps us going. You can also check your progress by day. This monthly consistency tracker, you can click on any day and it'll tell you the percentage of what you've completed. And that's just basically to recognize your pattern. Again, this is about rewiring our brain to do the things that we need to do to be successful in our personal and business life. The scale station, this part here I really like because we have a tendency to start multiple projects and we don't complete them. We never follow through on them. So in the scale station area, here is where you will build your product and list your tasks. So for time purposes, I'm just going to just put tests in all fields and then select create project. Okay, so you can always edit the name of your project here. I'm going to select we're in progress. So once we check off all of our tasks, you'll see here that we're at 100%, and then we simply just close it out. We're done. Actually, we go in here and we click launched, and we know that we've executed it, we launched it, it's done. We can also select a new task, but the cool thing about this is I have it set up where you have to complete at least 80% of your task before you can create a new project. So we'll go in here and I'll only select 2 of the tasks, and it shows us that I'm only at 67%. It tells me up here that I have to complete at least 80% of the task or the project to be able to create a new project. So this is kind of like a wall or a gentle nudge that says, okay, you're on a roll, but you haven't quite reached 80%. You need to at least reach 80% to start a new project, because then it will not allow us to move forward. So if I try to select new project, it says, oh no, go back in, finish what you started, and then you can move on to the next project. And again, this is about helping us to rewire our brain and get into the rhythm of completing and executing our tasks and our projects. So for the ADHD Advantage, this area here just basically reminds us of how beautiful our brain is and the asset. Our brain is truly our biggest asset when it comes to our business. So here, if you click on each card, It opens up and it gives us a little bit of information about hyperfocus and practical tips, and just a little reminder, having ADHD or being neurodivergent isn't something that we need to overcome. We can actually leverage this if we know how to. So we go through the different cards here that just basically keeps us motivated and keeps us focused on what we need to do. In the breathwork area, here we have 3 different techniques. If you're new to breathwork, please take your time. If you feel like you're having shortness of breath, please stop, consult with a doctor. I am not a medical doctor. I'm not giving medical advice here. This is simply a tool to help you focus, to help you if you have anxiety, to help you if you just want to feel grounded and regulated. You can select any of these techniques, and it has a countdown clock on there. It tells you what cycle of how many cycles you need to complete, and then when you're done, you just simply click here. It takes you back to the screen, and if you want to do another exercise, you can. In reflection, here this is your daily reflection area. You just pick the date, and I'm just gonna type in test here. Once you do all of that, you save your reflection, and then what happens is this other window pops up, this other area pops up, giving you insight of what you've done so far for the week. And again, this is about reading, looking at your pattern, identifying what's going on so that you can correct it or work on reshaping and reframing and rewiring your mind, right? This is about being consistent. This is about showing up when, every day. And when I say show up, I mean show up as your authentic self, right? Just being true to how you're feeling in that moment. Here on the bottom is where your reflections will land. If it gets too busy down here, you can simply collapse it, because the whole goal here is not to be overwhelmed. And then you can also export it. You can export it as a text or export it as a PDF. Again, this is a browser-based app, and so what that also means is if you decide to use this on a different device, your information will not carry over because everything is saved locally to your device. If you want to move around to different devices, here on the top, if you click on this arrow here, you can export your data, take that file and import it in the new device, and all your information will be transferred, which means you can pick up where you left off. So I do recommend that you pin this app to your browser so that when you log into your computer daily, you can automatically log in and just get yourself started in the lounge here. And again, this is meant to be a tool that is used daily so that you again can identify your patterns and develop a system that works for you, because it's about working with your brain and not against it. So if you have any questions about the Slay and Scale Lounge, please you send me a DM in the group. If you have any feedback or anything you think would be cool to add to this, please also let me know. Thank you so very much for watching this, and I'll see you in the lounge. Bye.